go out to the mall, there's no single women walking around.
You're full of shit.
I'm serious, and I live in a trendy neighborhood.
You're full of shit. So what happened when the last time you went to the mall and you went and approached a woman? Tell me what happened the last time you went to a mall and approached a woman.
And they were always.
Tell me. I don't want to hear they are. Tell me what happened the last time you went to a mall and approached a woman.
I've never done that.
Thank you. So how the do you know if they're all single?
Yep. Kevin Samuels is right. He is trying to do a thing that a lot of guys do, which is because he has an idea in his mind about how women are, he's already making the assumption that, hey, if I go to the mall and try to hit on women, then, oh my God, when I go there, it's just everybody's got everybody. So I can't approach women in the mall. And he's going to talk about it in a little bit, but this is an example of confirmation bias, whereby we basically have ideas in our head and then we look for examples of that stuff. And it's funny because while doing this show, I have had so many men say to me, well, Harry, the stuff you're talking about, like I know women are much more difficult today. They're these modern women. They don't know how to get along with guys and yada, yada, yada. And they're all out for just guys with a six-pack abs and a six-pack and yada, yada, yada. And I myself am like, I've met plenty of women that don't want those things or that have been fine. Even if they do want those things, they've been totally fine dating me. But the difference is I look for the stuff that I want and I get it. If there's women out there that I don't want, I hardly notice them or I just don't go after them because I just know from looking at them that they're not going to be matched up with me. Continuing on.
Or they all got relationships.
Because they're with a guy.
All right, man. Book a session. I go to a mall and every woman in there is with a guy and every woman is married. This is why you need therapy. Trash thinking.
Yep, Kevin's right. The type of thinking that you have about your relationships, about dating, and about women are all going to affect your results. Now, some of you might say, but Harry, I'm 5'6", or I'm kind of overweight, or I don't have a job, yada, yada, yada. There are things about your lifestyle that you can change, and there's some stuff that you can't change. But the point is that regardless, it boils down to, do you think you can actually get the results that you want? Because you are the first fan or hater that you have. So if your brain is hating on you for the way you are versus being a fan of who you are, then you're going to project that into the way you walk, into the way that you present yourself to women, in the way that you speak to them, in the way that you hold yourself. And all these things are going to contribute to the results that you get. So you have to ask yourself, if you are not getting the results that you want in dating right now, could it be because you have negative thoughts going on in your head about who you are? And you might think, well, but it's all these women out here that are giving me these negative thoughts. It's one of those things, guy, where like, look, I used to be the guy in my 20s that thought that no women would want me. They would think that I was weird or strange or whatever. And then I realized that was thinking that I had from high school. Because in high school, I was the odd kid out. I was kind of weird and strange. And so I get to college when I'm around people that are more to my liking in my environment. And I still had those thoughts, but there are women around me that totally had crushes on me, but I couldn't see it because my thoughts were in my own way. And recognize that there's going to be women out there that'll take you as you are right now. Now, you should definitely be bettering yourself, but right now, as you are, you could be getting women if only you would change your thinking, on top of potentially changing the ways in which you actually approach women, talk to them, etc., which you can learn by going to introvertdatingsuccess.com and booking a session.
Just, I don't know if it's thinking, it's just what I'm seeing. I don't see available women.
Okay, so this is the kind of guy that goes out to the lake to fish, and because he doesn't see any fish, he doesn't think there's any in the fucking water. It's called confirmation bias.
Confirmation bias.
And the reality is, even if there are women there, you don't have the confidence to approach them. And you're 36. So it's not the dating apps. It's you.
And for you older guys, like I said, this guy's 36. For some of you older guys, you may have been holding off on approaching women that potentially would have gotten with you. Like if you're at that age and you're still like either single or still struggling with women, you're trying to blame it all on them. No women want me. I can't find any single women out there in the world. Trust me, they are everywhere. They're at malls, they're at parks, they're at shops, they're at movie theaters, they're at malls, they're at bar mitzvahs, they're at church, they're everywhere. but are you approaching them? And I'm not even a guy that really likes to do like cold approaches in public or just in general, but I know how to segue my way into a conversation with a woman in public if I have to. All right. Because you got to figure out how you're going to meet women. Are you going to meet them on the dating apps? Are you going to meet them in person? Are you going to meet them at parties? The point is, regardless, you in any of these environments are going to have to be the one to approach, because it's basically like showing your weight. It's showing to women that you are not afraid, you have no fear in trying to approach them, and that you are willing to do what's necessary to get what you want, including getting with her.
Well, what are you going to do about it though? Because the world doesn't give men these kind of outs. You got to do something about it, or you can because this comes across to the world as complaining, belly aching, and bitching because you haven't tried anything.
And that's the bottom line, guys, that you have to try. If you're complaining that you can't get women but you're not approaching them, you're not placing yourself in areas where women are, you're not trying to do the things to get yourself out there more, you're not, better grooming yourself or, trying to advance your career and putting yourself in places where, like networking events or places where you can meet women, then the world doesn't owe you understanding and it's not going to care. So you can complain and you can stay single. And sorry to say that those are your options, but you have to start looking at realistically what you're actually doing. Are you actually approaching, or are you just in your head thinking about how much women don't like you and why it's not even worth trying and not actually putting yourself out there?
Call this beat Will Smith, cause it slaps hard. Hear it not when I pull up